The Welsh national team makes their first World Cup since 19,006,000,006. I don't know, forever. How do we feel? How do we feel that our final group member has been decided?
I'm all right with it. I think we talked about it a little bit when the game was going on, but while we were watching them play against Ukraine, I think we looked at it and we're like, this is a team that we can hang with, and you know, this is a team that we can beat. I'm not saying for sure we will. Stopping Gareth Bale is a whole nother story. That is very difficult to do. But if you find a way to stop Gareth Bale, which again is a big but, you got a really good shot at beating this team. I think defensively,
I don't think it's a big but go ahead.
I think defensively is their weak point. Bale is obviously their strongest point. Midfield is decent, but I feel like their stars are aging now. Gareth Bale's 32, potentially on the verge of retiring. Aaron Ramsey, 31. Starting goalkeeper is a 35-year-old Wayne Hennessy. So
no, I think Joel Ward was a starter.
Danny Ward,
whatever.
Why was Hennessy playing the game? Is Danny Ward hurt?
It was a decision made by the boss. I don't know. So you talk about Gareth Bale being like the big guy to watch, right? He was their joint worst rated player of all their starters against a Ukraine team that I would believe we would beat personally. So there's this whole hype like Bale's on another level, and he is. But I'm not as worried about it as people are making it out to be. I don't think he's as big of a deal as people are saying, personally. Now, again, this is probably going to come back and bite me in the ass when he drops a hat trick on us and knocks us out of the World Cup. But even when he was playing, he just didn't do a lot for me. Like, he came in and tucked into the center of midfield, which if he does that, he's getting absolutely hammered by Tyler Adams. So go right ahead, find yourself into that space, see what happens. Out wide, you're going up against Jedi Robinson and whoever else is playing in that center back 2 spot, probably Aaron Long. That's a bit worrying to me. But I think Jedi is okay, and he's going to have help from whoever's on that side, which is usually Tyler Adams anyway. So if you let him drop into that space, you'll still be okay. I'm almost more worried about Daniel James and his pace, but even Serginho, like I said, against Serginho Dest and Walker Zimmerman, that's maybe a little bit more worrying. But I'm not as scared of Gareth Bale as everybody else is. I'm just going to put it out there.
I'm not saying I'm like necessarily like very scared of Gareth Bale, but if you look at their qualifiers, they scored 3 total goals, 2 against Austria, both of them from Bale, and 1 against Ukraine. Gareth Bale, in quotes, because it wasn't technically Bale, but it was his free kick. So it seems like just everything goes through him. So it
does,
and I'm worried just like you if he's going up against Robinson and Long, because I think he can beat both of them. Hopefully Tyler Adams shifts over and helps out. I'm not as concerned with Dan James. I think he's fast, but I think he lacks a lot of finishing product. And if he's playing in crosses, I totally trust Walker Zimmerman to be able to hang with Kiefer Moore. So
yeah, that would be a very good battle to in the middle would be Moore versus Zimmerman, because those are 2 big boys.
Yes.
But again, I think when they put their numbers forward, I think the counterattack of Pulisic, Weah, whoever plays in the 9 spot, Musa, I think they absolutely torch.
Hopefully Reyna too.
Yeah, Reyna too. I think that is much more dangerous going forward against Ramsey and Allen. Right, they're not going to keep up with that. They're going to get torched. I have high hopes for this game, which is obviously going to come and let me down, right? Like, that's just how US works. But I'm excited for that draw. I need to do more research, and we'll do a whole segment on World Cup stuff like later as it gets closer. That's news to Connor, but he's excited.
No, I know you told me about it already. I've been ready. I'm ready to go.
We're gonna dive more into Iran, but right, I don't want to take that game lightly, but that should be a result for us. And then it's just England, and we're gonna get up to play that game. So
Yeah, my concern with this game is almost. I obviously don't want to take Wales lightly. They're a good team, and then they are a team that I think plays above their level a lot. I'm concerned that the US is going to play down a bit because I think talent-wise we're better, at least on paper. And I feel like when the US has that advantage, they play down to their opponent a lot. And like I said, I think Wales plays above their quality that they have. That is worrying for me.
I don't disagree with you there. I think, like I said, you see the Honduras game against in the Nations League play down to our competition. I mean, you can close your eyes and throw a dartboard at a list of our fixtures. You probably find a game where we played down to competition, but you got to be up for it, right? That's what the World Cup is. All right, final question before we move on. You know the group, you know the competitors, you know the team. We getting out of the group?
Yes, absolutely.
I agree.
I don't know if we're finishing first or second, but I think we're gonna find a way to get out of this group.
Yeah, I would agree that this is a group that we have to get out of. If we don't get out of this group, the Euro snobs are going to ruin it.
Yes.
It is going to be unbearable. So we have to get out of this group just for that sake.
Yes, we need to score goals. That's my biggest concern for this team. We know they can do it defensively. Go get some goals.
Yep. All right, really quickly, let's just go away from the men's national team. It almost hurts. I feel like we've had a really good men's national team talk.